ஸ்ரீமதே ராமானுஜாய நமக. ஸ்ரீமத் வரவரமுனையே நமக. ஸ்ரீமன் லோகாரிய மகாகுரவே நமக. இன்னமுதம் ஊட்டுகேன் இங்கே வா பைங்கிளியே தென்னரங்கம் பாடவல்ல சீர் பெருமாள் பொன்னஞ்சிலசேர் நுதலியர்வேள் சேரலர்கோன் எங்கள் குலசேகரன் என்னே கூறு ஆரம் கெடப் பரநண்பர் கொள்ளாரென்னு அவர்களுக்கே வாரம் கொடுப்பாம்பில் கையிட்டவன் மாற்றலரை வீரம் கெடுத்த செங்கோல் கொல்லி காவலன் வில்லவர்கோன் சேரன் குலசேகரன் முடிவேந்தர் சிகாமணியே. Kulasekara Azhvar was born in the Masi Masam in the nakshatram of Punarpusam. Punarpusam is also the nakshatram of Lord Rama. He composed a beautiful Divya Prabandham called Perumal Tirumuri, which consists of 105 pasurams. In these 105 pasurams, he undergoes a lot of various anubhavams about Ranganatha, about Thiruvenkatamudayan, about the Lord Emperuman who is in Tiruvittuvakkode, and then Thirukannapuram, and finally Tiruchitrakudam. Let's go through each of these and try to just scratch the surface of Kulasekara Azhvar's Anubhavam in this Perumal Tirumuri Divya Prabandham. First, he starts with Lord Ranganatha. He was a great king, so it was not very easy for him to go and see Lord Ranganatha anytime he wanted. Plus, he was also in a very faraway land. He lived in, and he was the king of this place called Thiruvanjikalam, which is in Kerala, which is in the Cheranadu. And Ranganatha is in Srirangam, which is in the Choranadu. And in those days, this is many years ago, many thousands of years ago, it was not so easy. Travel wasn't so easy. And moreover, he was a great king. So he had a lot of administrative duties. So he could not just give up all of those and go and see Ranganatha at any time. So he longed as to when he'll be able to go and see Ranganatha in Srirangam. Then in the Thiruvenkatam Padigam, which starts with the pasuram called Ooneru Selvathu Udarpiraviyan Vendem, he wishes that he is some object in the sacred Thiruvenkatam hills. He wonders if he can be something. He wonders if he can be a fish in the pond in Thiruvenkatam, if he can be a bird, if he can be a river. And then finally he decides that none of these will grant him unstoppable or continuous sevai and kainkaryam of the Lord Thiruvenkatamudayan. So he finally decides that he just wants to be the stepping stone in the Sannidhi of Thiruvenkatamudayan. So if he's a stepping stone, he can just lie there and he can watch Thiruvenkatamudayan being very happy with the kainkaryams performed by his devotees. So all kainkaryams are performed only for the Lord's happiness and never for our happiness. So he wants to go and witness just that. So that's why he chooses, or he wants to lie as just the stone, just as the stair that's right in front of Thiruvenkatamudayan. So from there he moves on to the Tiruvittuvakkode Divya Desam, where he longs or he surrenders to the Tiruvittuvakkode Emperuman. Okay. From then on, he assumes the form of a Gopika. Now the Gopikas played with Krishna. They also had friendly fights with Krishna. Because Krishna was a cheater. He would promise that he would come and meet a Gopika, but then he would go meet somebody else and leave this the Gopika that he originally promised waiting. Later, he might even call two Gopikas to come at the same time and won't even be apologetic about any of that. Kulasekara Azhvar assumes or goes through the emotions of such Gopikas, and describes that Anubhavam in the 6th decade. From then he moves on to assuming the form of Devaki. Now Devaki is Krishna's mother. She is the one who gave birth to Krishna. But as soon as Krishna was born, he was taken away per his instructions only. But he was taken away and he grew up in the palace of Nandagopa and Yashoda for more than 10 years. So all of his childhood Devaki missed. So when Krishna returns to Mathura, Devaki wants to witness all of his childhood that she missed. So Kulasekara Azhvar assumes that form of Devaki and laments about all the childhood pranks and the anubhavams that she missed, that Devaki missed. Then he wonders, oh, did I just miss Krishna's Anubhavam? I was not born in the time of Rama, so I missed Rama Anubhavam also. Kaushalya, who is the mother of Rama, she would have gotten to enjoy all of Rama's childhood days, right? So why don't I assume that form? Why don't Kulasekara Azhvar, he thinks that, why don't I assume that form and sing a lullaby to Rama? The 8th Divya Prabandham, the 8th decade of Perumal Tirumozhi, is full of anubhavams of Kulasekara Azhvar assuming himself as the form of as Kaushalya and singing a lullaby and putting Rama to sleep. This padigam starts with the pasuram Mannu pugazh kosalai manivayiru vaaithavane tennilangai konmudigal sinduvittai semponsir kanninan maamadal pudaisol kanapurathen karmaniye ennudaya innamude Raghavanae Thaalelo. Raghavanae Thaalelo. Thaalelo means putting somebody to sleep. Raghava is the name of Rama. Because Rama was born in the Raghukulam, he had another name called Raghava. So in this decade, Kulasekara Azhvar also enjoys the Anubhavam of Thirukannapuram Divyadesam. The name of the deity in Thirukannapuram is Sauriraja Perumal. So let us see how Kulasekara Azhvar enjoys Rama as Thirukannapuram Saurirajan and sings a lullaby to put that Raghavan asleep. Okay. He starts with how Rama was born. Of course, we all know Rama was born to Kaushalya. Mannu pugazh kosalai manivayiru vaaithavane. But we also know that Rama is the creator of the entire world, right? Not just this world, Bhulokam, but the entire universe is created by him. So, Kulasekara Azhvar wonders, oh, you who created the entire world, you are coming and taking birth in the womb of Kausalya. And Kaushalya is very famous. Mannu pugazh kosalai manivayiru vaaithavane. In the next line he says, Tennilangai konmudigal sinduvittai, which means, hey, you who was responsible for vanquishing the king of the southern country Lanka. Rama is just born. He just talked about Rama's birth in the first line. Then why does he immediately talk about Ravanavatam or the killing of Ravana? Periyavachan Pillai, who was given the commentary for all of the Divya Prabandhams and has also written the commentary for Perumal Tirumozhi, has explained this to us very beautifully. He says, what is the purpose of Rama Avataram? The purpose of Rama Avataram is Ravanavatam. So that is why Kulasekara Azhvar has outrightly mentioned that right away. Tennilangai konmudigal sinduvittai. The third line goes, Kanninan maamadal pudaisol Kanapuram, which means that Thirukannapuram will stand the test of time. It has the large madals or the walls, the fort walls, which can never be destroyed. So in such Kanapuram lies my Raghavan, and Kulasekara Azhvar says, Ennudaya innamude Raghavanae Thaalelo. So he calls Rama as his nectar. What sort of nectar? We all know that the Devas got the nectar when they took Sri Mahavishnu's help to churn the Milky Ocean. But the purpose of that nectar is very materialistic. It can only prolong somebody's life for as long as they keep drinking the nectar. It is not such lowly need or necessity for which Kulasekara Azhvar is seeking this nectar. He says Rama is his innamudam, his delicious nectar. Such Raghava, go to sleep. Raghavanae Thaalelo. We will enjoy the next set of pasurams in the forthcoming episodes. Azhvar Emperumanar Jiyar Tiruvadigalai Sharanam.